Hello, hello, my favorite CopperCube people. So today we're doing something different, and we are going to model monster, an enemy for our indie PSX-like horror game. So you can then import it into CopperCube and apply, VHS filter on top of it, and just start selling your amazing indie horror masterpiece. So, first of all, a little trivia. I know nothing about modeling, how it should work. I'm not an artist, and this approach is sort of a workaround. If you also don't know how to approach modeling, whatever. I don't know how to pronounce it properly. Um, this video is for you. So basically, it will be pretty long, I think. So let's just start, and I'll show you. I'll show you and try to explain what I'm doing step by step. First of all, we need to come up with some sort of concept because we need to think about like what our game would be about. We need to think about what our game would be about, which is a nice sentence. First of all, what the setting is. Does it happens like in the city, in some sort of like countryside, in the forest, underground, I don't know, mountains and whatever. And based on that, decision, we need to think about what our monster would look like. So in my case, I already prompted a couple of monsters here in DALL-E Mini, which is a free model generation software. I'm not sure what the license is, but we basically won't be using anything from it. We will be just using it as a reference. So I don't think it should be an issue. And the thing about this DALL-E Mini, it's a pretty old engine, it's a pretty old model. And what's cool about it, whatever you do with it, it will look like it came from like deepest, darkest nightmare. Because just look into it. Just this is just something I would never come up with, but it just looks perfect for our goal. And what I like to do is usually start my prompt with something like nightmarish creature, and then I describe in some sort of in some way what I would like to see. So in my case, it's just anthropomorphic pig with red eyes, and it should also be big. So it has a belly, whatever, and it will give you results like that, which are pretty funny, but also sort of terrifying, and like that, which are and then you got this great guy, and also, I mean, just look at it. Just, just, it's perfect for our goal. The distorted peak. I also just for an example, I created another prompt, and this one is like a tall green creature from the sewer. So you have the idea like what you get, and um, also obviously you can just just take couple of like head from one image and the body from another one, but overall you got the idea. You can use the Mini to generate this sort of like concept art for the creatures, and they all look just, I don't know, just see it for yourself. It's just awesome. It's awesome. It just fits our goal too good. Best. The Mini is best for stuff like that. Okay. So the next thing, basically, we need to. I'm gonna be using this one, as you already guessed, because I've just felt in love with it because this monster is just awesome. And very first thing, let's just think, not think. Very first thing which we need to do is to create a 3D mesh for it. And I'm gonna be using something which is called Dust 3D. This is a tool which allows to use sort of a node modeling approach in order to generate the mesh. And it's pretty easy to use, but you need to use it multiple times in order to to get the feeling of it. And let's just start with creating a basic mesh. So this is paint.net, create a new image. What I'm going to be doing right now, I'm going to create a reference for myself. So there's quite some space on top and the bottom, like that. But I'll just maybe frame it a bit, like that. And then I go to image canvas size. And here I would say that width will be something like that, and height will be something like that. Yeah, it looks perfect. So this will be front projection, and I also need a side projection, which doesn't exist here. Basically, you can either make a side projection, or you can just say I don't care and just leave it blank. But in this case, I'm just going to to maybe create some sort of shape. So what I think it should look like. So something like really fat guy with small hands and like something like that. So basically the ears also required. Maybe let's go like that. Okay, so I think this is perfect. Like this is just something that what we can use now. Um, I really like how the head goes here. Like there is a lot of fat, and it's just sort of swallows the top of the body, swallows the neck, doesn't show, so it's not shown at all. Anyway, let's just save it here, and I want to replace. I already tried to save it once. Um, and now let's go to our modeling software, the main one which you're going to be using today, which is Dust 3D. I'm also using version 6, RC6, release candidate 6. There are other more modern versions, but I actually prefer this one. I'm not sure, but for some reason it just works better for me. And now let's just go to my C drive and to flow and module, and then we just import this thing here. So if you never used it before, there are some tutorials how to use it, just like short keys and so on, and you can also read the documentation. It's pretty good. Will be just adding stuff so you can see how I do it, and I won't be explaining like the basics. So if you're interested into the basics, you should either watch another video or better just download it and try it for yourself, and you will see it's pretty easy, um, even without any documentation or whatever. So basically, currently I'm adding nodes. This is the front view, this is the side view, and this will be the neck. So the neck, and then oops, and then I'm going to shape some sort of body or whatever. Let's see how it goes. So this guy is pretty big. Let's put it that way. And we also need to make him maybe not. Maybe I just edit too much. Too much. It's just too. I'm not sure what the word is. Basically, I don't like how he's too curved here. I mean, I was looking for the word. And as you can see, as we add in these nodes, this thing is also generating the 3D mesh for us. This little triangle is a pivot point or center point, and I'm also what I do with the body usually. I'm also aligned with global horizontal center. So now the body is aligned, and this is what it looks like. You can also shape it a bit like that, maybe, and it looks awful, just what we're looking for. And I also like how he has this little belly here, so maybe we can just also add some sort of belly. This will be like that, and we put it here, and then we just move it here. Just need to come up with some shape. Yeah, this will do, I think. Now let's model the head. So for that, I'm going to hide all the existing meshes, and the head will be, let me just think how it will look like. So we will probably have something like that, and maybe even another mesh. Let's just center it global horizontal center. Oops. Let's just make it a bit smaller, I think, maybe like that. And we also need to put it on its place, so it will be right there, I think. Now the head is it too small? Does it look too small for you? No, I don't think it looks too small, but I mean, um, something like that. And do I want it to be round on top? I don't think so. I think it already looks okay. So it looks similar to what we have. I sort of like how it's got this like triangle shape here, but I'm not doing it. And also, as you can see, the this node structure is pretty off from what I have on the reference. So the reference here is just for you to, to compare what you've done already to how it looks on the reference. I sort of would also like it to be like, a little bit triangle shaped here, but I don't know if we should do it. I don't think so. Basically, no one will care anyway. We also can try to make a head sort of rounder here, but this is also not something I'm going to do anyway. I just don't want it. And also, let's just think there the eye would be, because the eye would be somewhere here, I think. Or maybe we should just do it like that, so we have some sort of space for the eye. Yeah, I like it so far. And then we just going to add arms. For arms, I'm starting inside the body like that. And let's just find the nice spot for it. And then I'm also doing the mirroring stuff. So we have the same thing, the same mesh on both sides of our enemies. Of the same mesh on both sides of our model. So we can do something like that, and we just need to do arms, which will be maybe like that, maybe like that, like that, and like that, and so on. So I sort of like how this thing looks like, also when your hands have some fat, it just, hangs here at the bottom. And then we need to make it, I think we need to make it the T-pose, so maybe we can just rotate it a bit. Oops, that way, and put it like that. And also let's rotate this thing and put it like that and just move it here. So now we sort of have arms, and we have it in T-pose, but I don't really like their arms. So the arms now sort of grow from the neck. Let's just put them slightly somewhere another place. The thing is, the geometry might not be perfect, but to be honest, I don't care. And the second thing, we will sort of fix it a bit in the future. So let's do some arms, and arms would be pretty simple. So we just put another little node here. It will be like that, and also like that. So some, like PSX style arms, something like that. You can draw like the shape of an arm there, and also our body is deformed a lot. We need to fix it a bit. So we still need to find the position for our arms, then the body is not deformed. Something like that maybe. Because you see, like this polygon here just goes just too much forward. Let's just figure out our position for. Okay, it might be not because of the arms actually. It might be because of no, yeah, because of this like belly thing. Let's just move it somewhere up, like this is looking stupid. Align to global horizontal center. I'm just moving incorrect part of the model. So does it look better? Yes, I think it does. So now it looks more or less fine. Let's put it that way. I'm also trying to do it fast, so if you want, you can spend more time on actually modeling, and the result will be slightly better, I think, than what I have now. Maybe I also can just, just nope, I won't be doing it. So I like the head how it is. It's pretty squared, and if I just try to move it, it just disappears. So now the geometry looks like something, at least something decent. Now let's add some legs. X we don't need for a peak. They don't provide eggs, you know. I'm sort of good in farming, so I know. And we're just going to make it like that. Oh, it looks like chicken or something right now, but whatever. We can just make this like a bit, it's not the whole thing, just this thing, a little bit thinner, and we will also make them so they just so he just stands like that. I think it looks awful, just terrible, just what I'm looking for. And we also need fits. So for fits, I'm gonna be using. It's pretty. So no, but no, I'm not gonna be using anything. I'll just make another node here for the fits. Let's just mirror it and just do it like that, I think. So, oop, something like that, I think will do. Oops. Select all, move it here, make them in place. Just perfect. I feel like this is just perfect, just something that I was looking for. Amazing. Oh, the ears. We need the ears, obviously. Ears are something that like creates the whole, you know, the whole feel of our enemy. And for ears, yes, we're going to do something which is called, I'm not sure how is it called. It's something like cutoff or something like that. So we can just create the shape, create a shape of an ear here like that. And then we can right click on it and say that mod not target is cut face, and then we can just move it wherever you want because we don't need it anymore, and close it. We actually need it, but I mean whatever. And now if we create a new object, we can go to this tab here and apply our shape to an ear, and let's see how to make it look like an ear actually. Oops, it's just too long. Should it be like that? Should it be like that? Yes, I think so. So this is one ear. Um, we can just go here probably and try to. Nope, no, it's an incorrect option. This one. Nope, it also doesn't work. Okay, we can just try to make it a bit smaller like that, and we can then we just push it into its place. So it'll be somewhere here, I think, and somewhere. Oops, and then somewhere here like that, and we just mirror this thing. And it's just awesome. Just so ugly. I never thought it would be so ugly. I don't even know if I'm going to upload the video or not, but you got the idea. Basically, you're doing something ugly and you like it then. And you say everyone is good. This is what I do. I just do some ugly things and I say they are good. I sort of like how it goes like this little, you know, triangle shaped thing here. Maybe we can still add something on the bottom of the head. Let's just see if we can actually do that. And also, the tool starts lagging on my PC because it's not that powerful. Let's just hide everything except the head, maybe. What is our head? This one? Is it? Nope. No, it's a belly. It's a body. Where do we have? This is the head. Yes. So let's just see if we can just, you know, put some little something here like that, and then we can just maybe rotate it a bit. So we go here and apply some rotation. Nope, it doesn't work because we only have one node. So let's just take another one and let's just try to rotate it somehow and see if we can get this like triangle shape. Sort of, almost. Uh, yeah, rotation is not perfect. Should be like that. Nope. Should be like that. I think so. I think it's more or less what I was looking for. So something like that maybe. It's also, so as you can see, like the geometry is quite broken, but we also need to maybe align it to global horizontal center here, which didn't work. But even if it's broken, like they don't care too much, to be honest. Even if it's looking decent, not decent, I mean, if it's looking like a model, it's good enough for me because I'm not able to do it better anyway. So we can actually fix it in Blender probably, but since we're not doing that, like you can just fix it in Blender if it doesn't, if you want. But you also don't know how, because I also don't know how. Let's just leave it as it is. I think it's perfect. It looks like a piglet from Winnie the Pooh. So first of all, we save it as as a model, in an industry format, and then we just export it as OMG. So big monster, OPG. So now the first step is pretty much ready. Now we need to go through the texturing process. To me, it looks like the whole body is basically, some sort of like skin, but it's pretty. I don't know. I don't know what the English word, but I mean, I'm not going to be using like the real skin. I'm going to be using probably just sort of pig photo or something like that to model it. And this to me looks like maybe some sort of like goat legs or something like that. And the eye is just a red eye. We can maybe use this red eye to to um, you know to make the texture. So our next goal is to prepare stuff for texturing. And for that, I'm going to open Blender and do some little manipulations with Blender. We're not doing much. We're not touching, the model too much in Blender, but we are going to be using it for texturing. And it's pretty easy. You will figure it out. It's actually really, really easy. So we're importing our mesh here, which is this one. Let's just go to, where is it? I don't know. Where is it? Let me just find it. So C, flow, module, big monster, and here he is, our gorgeous guy. I also forgot to put it in, like in zero position. And you also see that the belly is sort of messed up, but I mean, whatever. Um, Let's just go to editing by pressing tab. You select the mesh and press tab, and then you press A to select everything, and then you just do merge by pressing M on the keyboard and click by distance. And it removed only two vertices, which is pretty okay. Then I press G to grab it, I press Z to move it on the axis, and I just put it right here. So it's in, like in the beginning of coordinates. I will do same for Y, so it's sort of centered. You can also do it in Dust 3D by moving the marker, which I forgot to do, but I mean, could be done either that way or other way. So now I'm going to save this. I'm not going to even bother. I don't even bother to save it because I'm going to export it to OPG once again, and I will call it big monster um, one or whatever one will do. And I'm going to use the next tool, which is Balancer and Pro Light. So this tool is used to decimate the amount of polygons which model has. Since we're doing some sort of low poly, probably it's actually beneficial to remove the polygons which user can't see anyway. So that way we get a better performance, and also um, basically Dust 3D just generates a lot of geometry which you don't really need. And we're going to remove all this geometry by how to use it. I actually forgot. So first of all, we go to specification build, and then here we select our monster, and it shows that we have like how much 500 faces. And if you go here, we can actually somewhere we can simplify it. Okay, so it's right here. So we can maybe just leave 75 of this, 75% of the polygons, and we'll see if it's still looking fine. I think it is. We can maybe do like Yes, we can do maybe like even more reduction. This draw looks pretty awful actually, but whatever. We can maybe do it like that. So this way we reduce the amount of polygons, and I also don't like the job. Maybe we can fix it somehow really quick. So let's just save it as reduced OBJ, and then we go to Blender, and then we remove the existing model, delete. We just export once again the one which we just reduced. Where is it? Have I saved it? No. Import. Oh, oof, maybe I clicked the wrong one here. This OBJ. Monster reduced OBJ. Where are you? Where are you disappeared? Why I can't see you? Maybe it's just too small, too big. I don't know. Let's just create a new one. And let's also save it once again. So save. Monster reduced. Save. Yes. And let's just remove everything. And then file import. What do we need? We actually need an OBJ, and we need to go to model and reduce the OBJ, and now it's imported. I think I just clicked something. And here this draw is pretty deformed, so what we can do maybe just to fix it really quickly, let's go to wireframe, select these two vertices, and we will just say merge them at center. And then I'm also going to maybe take this vertex and that one. Okay, so maybe I just need these two. And I'm just going to also merge them at center. And then I need this thing to be moved over there. So I'm just going to grab it by X, move it here, grab it by Y, move it there. Are they close enough? So what I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to get, these vertices aligned, and I'm just going to merge everything at center here. So now it looks like that. So it's much better. I think it's much better. Yeah, I think so. So there's still some weird stuff happening in topology, like this thing, and also maybe some other areas which are not looking that good. But I mean, whatever. We've done this model in practically, I don't know how much. Oh my God, the video is half of an hour long already. So it actually took quite a lot of time. Anyway, we need to speed up. First of all, we need to create a texture for this thing. We go into shading tab, and here we are going to create a new material. No, we don't do it. We just use the one which already exists. We just rename it to pick material. And we're going to add a new image texture right here, apply it to the base color. We create a new one. Let's make it 256 by 256. Call it fixed texture. And maybe we can also make it, like little bit, somehow a bit different, like that. So no, will it be pink? Let's just do it maybe green, so we know that which part of it we already textured and which not. And now let's just also save it. Model pick monster, save Blender file. And now let's just go to UV editing. The first thing we need to do, I also don't like how it goes right here, because like the belly is sort of deformed at this area. So I would also like to put maybe this polygon a bit here, not polygon, I mean this point a bit here maybe. Okay, G, X, no, Z, no, Y, right there maybe, and also merge them. It's quite far right now. merge, add center, something like that. So maybe it looks a bit better right now. All right, so next thing, we need to unwrap the whole thing. So we just go to edit mode by pressing tab. When we press unwrap, no, not unwrap, yes, unwraps, but we need the unwrap menu, but we then just select smart UV projection, and here we'll leave little area of, nope, not this one, a little island margin, because otherwise our texture will look pretty, pretty stupid. As you can see, not all the elements are connected well, because as you can see, like these are some weird pieces here, but once again, maybe we should just try to merge by distance again and just increase the distance a bit. What do you think? No, it becomes worse. It just becomes worse. So let's just leave it as it is right now. And now for the texturing part, we go to texture paint tab, and here we can just texture paint, but also we need the texture for this guy. And for the textures, I'm just going to the any site which allows you to download images for free. And here you can search for, let's say, pig. And here's a little beautiful pig for you. A sort of like this guy, he is brutal, but it doesn't really work for us. Let's just go to another site. And oh, let's just go to, it searches for Luposian for some reason for me. Not sure. Maybe it's just because I like him too much. And here, let's just find some sort of peak. This guy will do, I guess. He's like, it's you again. I know you. So I'm just copying the picture and I'm creating a new image in Paint and I'm putting it right here, and this will be the texture basically. I'm going to save it as pig skin, and we're gonna be using it as a brush. Let me close the tools I don't need anymore. Now I'm going to texture. I'm creating a new brush. I am opening the texture, which is pig skin. So I have it here. We don't need it to be we need it to be single image. I'm not sure why is it tiled like that. Let's see if it actually affects something or not. It doesn't. I don't know how to switch it, so it doesn't. And then you go to tools, and here you have a texture, and texture is pre-selected here for some reason, and then you need a stencil, and that way you can just move your texture with the right mouse button. You can also uh, scale it using a right mouse button shift, and then you can just paint over the the model of the texture to paint the model, so it looks like that. It's pretty damn awful once again, but it's something that we do here. We are doing awful stuff and we make everything look awful. And a little bit smaller brush here, so it's a darker area, and we just want some, darker stuff here. And we can just do, once again, we can just make it a little bit bigger. And also, let's maybe to make our life a bit easier, we can go to shading once again, and here we can remove roughness and everything, so we can see better like what is happening. Oops, texture painting. There is also a way to disable lighting, but currently I'm not doing that. And also another thing which can help us a lot, we can go to symmetry and activate symmetry on X, so that way we are also painting the other stuff. It will just make everything to be painted faster for us. And we're looking only for speed, not for quality. Because like you either do it fast and awful, or you're not doing it at all. So here it will be a bit darker, I think, like that. And we apply something like like this thing here. I don't think like this video is going to be like pretty good, because it feels like I'm missing a lot of stuff, and it still will be not that clear for a lot of people, because for some reason I thought I could explain it better, but I mean, you got what you got. You got what you paid, and you paid nothing. So this is what will happen. I'm uploading it anyway because I like the piggy. So we just keep painting, and I might shut up for a second because it gets really annoying. So I sort of like the arm. Probably it's okay. Let's just paint over the. Oops! Just how do I move you? I forgot how to move the model, so I'll just move it using widget. Um, I'm not that fluent with with paint, so sometimes it's pretty hard for me to figure out. Oh, paint, freaking hell, with Blender. So it's pretty hard for me to figure out sometimes what I need to press in order to do what. Okay, so now we can just do some sort of like something on the back, a bit like that. It looks awful. I like it. Sort of would like it to be, oh no, I like how it was before, like that. So you have, basically you have a little bit different texture, which I'm trying to utilize. So you have little slightly, lighter texture on top. Oops, just too light. And then you have like a slightly darker texture on the bottom. So it makes it look a bit more like you put in some sort of effort into it, even though we don't really put that much effort, but I mean, we need everyone to think we did. So this is maybe also something you should consider doing. And even if there are some areas which are not painted that great, still overall, I think this one is looking quite okay. Okay, so at this point, we also need to save the texture. So we go to here where it says Pix texture, and we just save it as Pix texture. So now we need to make another texture. So first of all, we need an ear for our piggy. Does it have? Oh, okay, so you're so nice. Just copy image. No, not in Blender. Go to Paint. A new image here. There's such a beautiful little creature, and we'll say it as ear. All right. Let's go to Blender again. We can probably just create another brush, but I won't be doing it. I'm just going to upload another texture here, so which is called here. And I'm going to use the same brush, but now it will use, like the other texture. So here I'm going to map it like that. Then I press Control to take. Maybe just, oops, maybe just make it a bit like that. And oops, too much, too much. Let's just do it slowly, I think, because I painted some stuff over there. Okay, that's awesome, awesome. We didn't even need like an ear texture because you still can see a lot of it here. It's always some little like green zone here, but also who cares? And let's maybe create an eye now. I think I liked which guy I like this one. So copy image once again, just put it here, and then select it like that. Save. We will call it an eye. Oops. Pretty much the same. We go to Blender. Now we go to Texture tab. We click on this Open button here. We upload an eye, and now we go to our head. We align it a bit, something like that. Maybe we also will require to to turn off the symmetry, or we don't have to do it. Let's just see how it looks. It looks like crap. Let's just turn off the symmetry. So we go to tools, and here we will have like mirror NX. I'm going to disable it. I'm also going to go to front view. Oops, like that. I'm going to center the eye a bit, and I'm going to, to apply the texture like that, I think. Uh, I think it looks okay. I guess it's fine. All right, so the next thing, we need to do legs texture. This is who will give me the texture. Copy image. I was thinking about finding some sort of goat or a horse or whatever, but this guy will also do, I think. I really like this, this one here, this texture here. So it will be like legs. And we save it, and now we go to, once again, we just go to texture, to just texture tab. And here we get our legs texture, and we scale it, and we put it over the legs. And now we need to, I think we need to enable the, symmetry once again. Go to tool, go to the bottom of it. Let's enable symmetry, and let's just paint the legs. There's also another useful feature in Blender which allows you to mask the part of a texture which you only want to edit. So you can mask and only edit the polygons that you have selected, but we're also not doing that because we are too pro for to care. Yep. So we just put some here, make his ass more hairy, and like that. The fuck is bleeping there? And also like that. We have some green spaces here. Also, it's a good idea, to maybe blend these textures somehow here on the bottom, which I'm also not doing. And I think I will also have another texture for the bottom of the legs, maybe something like that. So there are still, some this green like places which are not textured, and we should fix it somehow. And probably the easiest way to fix them is just to use, just to edit an image itself. But we will see. So, do we need to do something? I would really like to see the hoofs. Maybe we can just how's hoof? How do you spell the hoof? Like hoof like that? I don't know how to spell it properly. Yeah, that's a hoof, I think. Create it. I need to create someone. Okay. Well, I'm not using this one. Let's just use an. Okay. So this is sponsored. Let's just look for hoof here. Yes, like that, I think. Copy image. Then we just go to our editor, put it there. It's really low poly, which I don't care at all. No, I do. Let's just open it and copy it from here. Copy image. Go here, expand canvas, and then we just cut this thing and say that this is a hoof, like that. We go to Blender again. Once again, it's pretty much the same. We just go to the texture thingy, the texture part, and we just get hoof here. And now we are going to apply this beautiful hoof texture all over this guy, leg, maybe something like, oops, something like that, I think will do. So it looks like it's, it has a hoof here like that, and also like that, and maybe something at the bottom which is not really required, but whatever. So now it looks like that our piggy has a hoof. I don't know, like pixels have hooves, but they're not like the same. They don't look the same as, as a horse hoof, but whatever. So here, we might have some green areas here. So I'm not sure, but I don't quite remember how I was updating the stuff last time. Do I even care about these green areas in the first place? Or I think there might be a quick fix for it if I just let's just go to modeling and let's just see if we can just merge this. We don't really need this geometry here because if we just merge by center and then merge by center here and do the same here. Oops, merge at center, and we'll see how it looks like. Okay, there's still some green stuff here, but it's much smaller than it was. So maybe we can just G up X move it here. And it's ugly. It's an ugly fix, but I mean whatever works. There's some green stuff here, but it also doesn't look that bad. So overall, since it's already, I think we already spent 46 minutes on this like terrible guy, terrible creature. Let's just export it to OBJ. Do I want it to OBJ or not? I think so. Let's just export him to OBJ, OMG plus and save. And then we go to our texture pay, and also we're going to save the texture once again, because for some reason Blender doesn't do it automatically. At least I think it doesn't. And yeah, so maybe it's actually a good idea to also, draw some sort of arms here. Maybe you can just make his like back a little bit more hairy. Maybe it was a good idea to make his face not that, I'm not sure, not that, flat. But overall, I mean, whatever. I like the result. So now the next thing, we need to animate the whole thing. And for that, we're going to be using Mixamo, which is the easiest way to animate stuff. So let's just go to upload character. Let's just go to our flow thingy model. Where do we have the latest one? Sort by date. So this is him. I think let's just grab it into Mixamo. And let's see if so I might just stop the video here because it doesn't work at all, because the whole thing breaks, but we'll see if it actually works. So we need wrists, which are somewhere here. We need elbows, which probably are somewhere maybe here. We need knees, which are here, and we need groin, which is right there. And we also use no finger skeleton. And let's see if Mixamo is able to after rig our model. Because if it doesn't, I mean, I just wasted an hour of your time and of my time. And I'm actually not uploading the video, but it says 2 minutes. Well, 2 minutes is not that much. It's not that long. So, how's your day going? Is it better than mine? I don't think so, because it worked, and we have this like this ugly dude here. All right, so I think it's more or less okay. So now we need to do some proper animations. So what kind of animations do we want? It depends on like what kind of game are you making. I'm just going to take two animations. So it will be some sort of idle, which will be like, I'm not sure which one. Set idle. It needs to be menacing, right? So maybe dwarf idle. Yeah, it looks fine to me. So we need to then how do I export it? I totally forgot how I export it. So let's just download all the way. Okay, I'm just downloading the FBX, and I'm also downloading everything with skin every time, because for some reason sometimes it doesn't work properly. So I prefer to download stuff with skin all the time. And now we just need some sort of run animation for him, and intro run. looks sort of terrible. Maybe like there's like a monster or something. Maybe we can just use monster. Zombie, whatever. Why is it? Does it show me all the stuff with swords? I don't know. Okay, maybe another run. Injured run. Running. Run left. Heh. What the hell is that? And where does he run? Because I mean, run to dive. No, we don't need that. Run forward. We can, I don't know. To be honest, it doesn't matter right now because we just need some sort of animation. This one looks okay to me. Okay, so I'm downloading these two. So animating, as you can see, was pretty easy. And now let me just, it's, can I, can I just, yeah, thank you. I just go to my downloads folder and I'm just copy these two inside the folder we are currently in, which is flow, I think, called. I'll just copy it right here and we will call it idle. And oops, which one is idle, do you think? Let's just, we will call this idle and this one we will call it run. So we have two animations. If you have more than two, you're obviously doing the same stuff. And now we're saving this one and we created new project once again, remove everything. And the thing which we're doing now, we just importing our first animation, which will be FBX, and we go to model, we get idle. It's right here. Let's just check. Okay, so it is material preview. It's just, so we have everything is working. Let's just go here and open the dope sheet and then go to action editor. And here in action editor, let's just check that everything is working properly. I think it does. Let's change the name to idle. And now we are importing the second one, which is run. And we just press X immediately and then delete. So that way it removes the copy, but the animation for the armature that we already have still stays in the system, and not in the system, still stays, I mean, in our project, if we can use it. And basically that's it for the animation. We combine them, and at this point you already can use this model inside CopperCube, but there is also the other thing which I like to do usually, and this is converting this FBX model to the DirectX, basically to another format. And for that, what we're going to do is just have this like we have to combine both actions into one action, and it will be the idle action. So I'm going to select this one. I'm just pressing here, then I click A, and then I press Control C. I go to idle and start it from. So last frame here was what? 201 from this frame. Basically, I'm just setting it here. And there's also an issue that probably I'm not quite sure there that we are. Yes, and it's 250, so we're good. Basically, if you have more than a certain amount of frames, you need to also modify this property here, and we will call it not idle. We will just call it default. Let's just say it, and we will call it Big Monster Animated. Save Blender, and now we're going to export stuff into FBX, and we will also call it Big Monster Animated. We're going to only export armature and mesh and make sure everything else is enabled as usually. And when we export to FBX, and now we need to open the older version of Blender. I'm using 279 for that, and I also need to open settings because I don't remember them. How I use so double click on X to remove everything. Now we go to import our existing FBX, which is It's so annoying that I don't have, that I can't copy, simply copy it. So let's see, maybe flow, I think, and model. And I'm just opening the animated FBX which we just created. So just a second. Here it is. And now what we need to do is we have everything here. So we have both animations on the same line. I don't even know how to play it in this older version of Blender. Just like that, I think. And I believe everything should be working. So if yeah, it runs at the end. Nice. And now we need to export it into DirectX format. So first of all, we just select an armature. Yes, what do we do? So we reanimate. So first of all, we select armature. I'm not sure why is it so it's so small. I can't I can't figure out how to select the armature properly. Can I just can you please? Nope. Can I select an armature somehow? Nope. What is happening here? Why is it so? I don't understand. So basically, it's just so small. I can't. Maybe I can select an armature from here. Is it the same? Oh, okay. It's just everything's just messed up. I can select anything at all. That's weird. So I select armature, then I shift select the this one. It should work, I think, even though it's weird because it doesn't. It's like it's basically the first time I see that I'm going to export to DirectX. I'm selecting right-handed here, even though the manual says left-handed. Then I export meshes, export normals. I don't need to flip normals. Export UV coordinate, export materials, export vertex colors, skin weight, apply modifiers no, export armature bones nope, export animation, include frame rate, no, and then verbose, yes. Verbose, I guess we just need it in order to figure out if something went wrong. So we go to this one and we just call it pick final, I guess. Even though it's most likely not final, you will have to do some little tweaks here and there. But overall, it's done right now. So let's see if we can actually import it into the copper cube. So let's just say the scene somewhere or oops, pick model test. Um, I'll call it PT. Maybe this is something Kojima also I mean, implicitly told us. But PT is pick test position, and let's just add our animated mesh. We'll see if it actually works or not. So fuck it, just flow and models, and here we will have our pick final. Is it in the game? No, because it wasn't imported properly for some reason. Was it? No, it's just the mesh doesn't exist. Okay, let's just do this import once again because I think this is what didn't work for me. So let's create a new thing. Oops. And I just remove everything once again, and then I go to File, Import, and I import an FBX, and it will be this one. Once again, I'm not quite sure why that. So it's pretty slow, and it doesn't show me the damn thing if I'm not close enough. So the idea is that you need to pick an armature first, then right-click on this thing, and where's the animation here? Please don't tell me I fucked up the animation somehow. No, it's in a place, but I mean, do I need to pick it up here somehow? So is it like start? No sync. Is there an action editor also? I'm so lost. Playback. But I mean, the issue was that the mesh wasn't imported. So let's just try to do it again. So model, and then we will have our pick final version 2 as usual. because this is something that you're going to have a lot. Expert rest position animation. I think this it does look like that. So let's pick final two as usual, and export to DirectX, and we'll see if it works now. Copper cube, animated mesh. What the hell? Maybe it's just too small. Ah, okay, it just was too small. I'm not, yeah, probably I just, so I think actually it was a good idea to apply the, I'm sorry, to apply the modifier so you don't have to scale it here. But I mean, I'm not doing it. What you need to do is just modify it in Blender so it's not that small. I'm not quite sure why it happened to be that small, but I mean the issue is that it's basically just too small. And now the other thing which we need to do, it seems like it's set up properly. So we have a z-axis which is forward. It seems to be fine. We need to apply our texture. Let's also go to our ear edit and disable the bilinear filter. So this is how it looks. And let's maybe just set it to 0, 0, 0 position like that. It seems to be fine. We need to create animations for it. I mean, define. Basically, we have two animations. I already forgot how much frame does it take the walking cycle. So walking cycle stops on 201. So we have from 0 to 201, we have this like walk animation. Oh, not walk, idle animation. And then walk animation is the second one, which happens from 205 until 232. And they both should be 30 FPS, not whatever value it is right now, like that. And this one will be walk or maybe run. I mean, doesn't matter. Once again, I'm just doing some bullshit. So now the guy is standing, and let's maybe add the first person camera just to see if it works. He's still a little bit smaller than he's supposed to be, but I mean that's probably the issue. The model was just too small. I'm not quite sure why is it that small, because usually I don't have that reason, that issue at all. But whatever, you can either scale it here or you can scale it in Blender. I'm not doing it because I've already spent, I believe, too much time. I thought it will be like maybe half of an hour, and I feel like more than an hour already have passed. Oh, it's just an hour, so it's just regular length for my video. Nothing is clear, and we spent 3 hours on doing some bullshit things. So here is our guy, and as you can see, he looked gorgeous. Everything is working. Maybe he could be a little bit more taller, like that. I would like him to be a little bit more taller, yes, like that. And now let's just maybe add the actor behavior. So we go to game behavior, game actor, and here we will just set it to randomly patrol. So we'll see if, okay, we need to set up animation. So we have run, and for stand we have idle animation. Let's see if it works. Can you just maybe go somewhere, or like, yeah. So this is our guy. It looks like he has this like uh, leopard sort of pants, but it makes him even more scary. So this is what we've done, and it doesn't look like an eye. It just like looks like his head, like front of his head, was just chopped off, combined with with how flat it is, which is something we wanted to do like from the beginning. Which is something that we planned to do. Alrighty, so it's an hour long. It's pretty confusing, just like I do every time. So I'm going to stop there. Basically, you got the idea. We can just revise it once again. So um, if I can just, let's do it in Paint. Basically what we did. first of all, we come up with some concept, and basically we try to think about the environment in which our enemy is. So depending on the environment, um, we create so we think about different type of enemies. Once again, if it's in the forest, it's some sort of forest enemy. In case it's like in the city, it might be like hiding between the buildings or on the rooftops, and so your enemy should look differently. Then we create a concept art using DALL-E Mini. I'm going to leave all the links to all the software I've used in the description actually. Creatke, something. So as this concept is finished, we go to Dust 3D and create mesh. Mesh, is it like that? So okay, so go to Dust 3D and create a mesh. So as soon as this is done, we estimate the amount of polygons. Oh, nope. First of all, we go to Blender and remove all extensive polygons. So the polygons which we don't use, basically, the ones which are so the vertices which are really close to each other, we just combine them to one, and that reduces the amount of polygons and also reduces the amount of vertices, which is what we're doing there. When we go to Balancer, I think it's called Balancer Pro. I'm not sure what is the name of the tool, so it's just Balancer and Pro, and reduce even more polygons. When we go to Blender and apply texture and reduce and fix geometry if we can do it, or we don't fix geometry because I mean, why do you need to fix it? Just it's perfect the way it is. And then we animate everything using Mixamo. And the very last thing which we do is we join all animated files together there and export to FBX and then export to X. This is the workflow. This is something that we've done today, and I mean it's already an hour long. I'm not even sure if I need to upload actually this video because it's sort of, I think it's a lot, it's confusion. I think it might be confusion, but I mean, anyway, I just spent so much time. I think I will upload it, whatever. So, I guess if you're still with me, I guess if you're still here, you probably learned something, maybe, or you maybe didn't learn anything, but whatever. This is how it is. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.